Hello, my name's Jose. This is gonna be a small video essay about a video game that I really love. It came out in April. Um, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was very fun. Very fun. And I'd like to tell you my thoughts about it, besides it being very fun. So, to start off with, I very much liked the combat. I very much liked the combat about probably 95% of the time. The 5% of the time that didn't was probably when it came to aerial combat. The only good, obviously, half the time when you did aerials was that were bad was usually with Tifa and Cloud. They would have to jump into the air and the camera would like go up super fast and it was just very very bad. Um, but if you played as Barret or Aerith, it then it'd be okay. You would use magic or use your gun or whatever. Um, I thought the graphics were very beautiful. Comparatively, I played Last of Us 2 and God of War. I'm playing through God of War right now as I'm recording this video. Um, so comparatively to both of those games, and I've also played through the original Last of Us, but it doesn't compare because it was a PlayStation 3 game. But playing through Last of Us 2 and God of War, the graphics look very good. They could be a lot better, but definitely some of the best PS4 has to shoot out of its console. I know for a fact that it's gonna come to the Xbox. Not sure when. I think it's like a year from when it released, but with all the COVID stuff, not sure if it's gonna come out a little later now. But I'll probably get it on the Xbox, and it'll more than likely run even better. From what I'm assuming, because I have games on both consoles, and even though PlayStation has better exclusive console games, um, the Xbox just runs, games that are on both consoles way better. It's just better hardware. Um, I guess they stop saying. The story, I've never played the first one or the original one because, or at least not all the way through. I had it, and I probably played halfway through Midgar because as a kid, it was just one of those games. I'm like, where do I go now? What do I do? So I stopped playing. The games I usually played as a kid was like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 1 and um, Crash Bandicoot, the Spyro trilogy. I had Digimon World 3. I had Game Boy games and all that. So, they were typically pretty easy games to play, but Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy 7 with how it looked, was very hard to navigate through, I thought. Um, Story wise, I played through all the Kingdom Hearts games, and I haven't really played through any of the Dragon Quest games. I played Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, so I can't really compare it story wise to those games, but compared to Kingdom Hearts, it's being directed by Tetsuya Nomura, so you know how it's gonna be very, how do I put it? It's going to be very confusing, but it's going to be very fun to follow along, or try to follow along. People usually confuse the Kingdom Hearts story to be very confusing just because of all the games that come out at different periods and when they set place and all that, or take place and all that, but I mean, if you play through them, it's very easy to understand the story. A lot of the games that Tetsuya Nomura has directed or helped with usually tend to have some sort of complicated story, and I'm here for the Final Fantasy VII remake story. Um, the music had me in shambles from beginning to end. Aerith's theme, Tifa's theme. Oh, I love Tifa's theme. Um, the remade battle theme and boss battle theme were very good. And then the a little part at the end with Zach and Cloud with the music. Oh, the drum fill that leads into it, into the harmonica. Such a good part of the game at the end. And then how you see some of the stuff. Well, I haven't really played the game, but I've seen people cover the story of the original game, and then I've seen people that play the original game have played the remake, and they're like, okay, well, this didn't happen and this didn't happen. And so I've seen those videos, so I'm aware of the changes a little bit, not completely. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. I have Final Fantasy 7 on the Switch. I haven't decided to play through it yet. I haven't found time. I have a lot of games to play through right now. I'm playing through God of War, of course. And then next game, I want it to be another Switch game. And then I have Ghost of Tsushima I want to play through. Well, this is only my first video. So maybe I'll make more. Who knows? We'll see how this goes. But for now, let's continue. Some other good stuff. So I talked about the graphics. I'm excited for the story. I thought the combat was very good. Obviously, I said about um, the part with Tifa and Cloud and aerial combat. That could be a lot better. But for the most part, it was pretty solid. The materia system and the switching between characters and the weaknesses. Like, I like the weakness thing. Kind of reminds me of Pokemon. I know probably Final Fantasy did it before Pokemon. But I Pokemon was mainly what I played. But I like the weakness thing. You know, machines are weak to lightning, and fire elemental creatures are weak to ice and water and all that. So, um, some bad things. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but sometimes the skybox wasn't that pretty. I heard some things about how they did that on purpose to make it seem like the original game, like just to throw a reference at the original game. So even then, I don't know why they did that. They honestly shouldn't have done that. I think, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me most of the time. But I thought it threw me off when I'm trying to remember what mission it was. Rev no. Um, when you revisit the slums part where Aerith lives, with Barrett and Tifa, I thought that part. I guess both parts, since they're both in daylight, they kind of threw me off. That was the only part when it really threw me off. Um, I re- some other bad things. I thought the side questing could have been a little less. The game itself, I know for a fact, didn't have that much side questing to begin with. It was usually small things. They could have just reduced the size of the side quests, and they could have made them better. I think like some of the side quests were pretty cool, like how you got to fight the what's it called, the little green dude, the one that looks like Yoda. I forgot what it's called. The crap, I forgot. But when you fight that one, that was really cool. Um, I thought some of the other side quests were pretty cool. I thought they could have reduced some of them. Some of them I thought were kind of pointless. Some of them were really cool. Doing some of them made sense because you could do them and then get some sort of special material that you couldn't get until later in the game. But if you did the side quests in the earlier part of the game, then you could get that really cool material. Um, I really liked the battle system. For me, I like grindy games. If a game didn't reward you for grinding in it, getting bigger buffs, having more materia slots, more strengths and different types of buffs and all that, then it wouldn't feel like a appropriate RPG to actually be difficult. I remember playing through the battle system, the battle augmented reality thing. Um, the little scientist kid, he's really cool. I thought that was, I know he's an addition to the game technically, but he's really cool. I'm not sure if they'll add on more to his story, because if you beat the whole entire system, you would release him from his slavery with Shinra. Um, he's I thought a lot of the boss battles within the system was very cool. I didn't do this secret boss battles because I wanted to. I have already had 60 hours into the game, and I didn't want to. I wanted to play more games, and I wanted to keep playing Final Fantasy VII. But I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of want to play more games, so I stopped playing. So I never really made it to the secret boss battles. I looked some of them up on YouTube, and I thought they were very, very cool. Um, I don't think there was anything else that I thought could have been better. I hope they fix the camera with the aerial combat. Um, instead of panning it up, they could wide it out. Instead, make the camera wider, or they could move it up slightly instead of a lot how they did. But they could move it up slightly and pan out or zoom out more. That way you could actually see yourself hitting. The aerial combat, Kingdom Hearts has very floaty combat, and I felt that a little bit in this game. So maybe it was just too floaty. I think if they made it a little heavier, it would be a lot better. Mm, I think that's all I really have to talk about. The combat was okay. It was pretty good. Story was very good. Graphics were amazing. I thought the graphics were pretty solid all the way through. I'm excited for the next part. I'm thinking the next part's probably gonna be on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Mm, don't really have much to talk about after this. I thought the game was pretty good. Probably probably my favorite game on the PS4. I got a PS4 2 years ago about, so I've been playing through games every here and then. I've been switching in between all three of my consoles, and I tried to play a bunch of different games before I played Final Fantasy VII. That way I can get not I tried not to play RPGs before Final Fantasy VII, so I could get like a good taste of the game and how that went, and it went pretty good. I thought. Um, I think my next review is probably gonna be on. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm thinking maybe Ghost of Tsushima, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake are coming out. So that'll probably be a smaller review. I've played through the original one. I don't remember beating it because I never thought it was a game you should beat. It was more of a just mess around game, but maybe there is progression. I just didn't know. So I'll probably try to beat it and see how that goes. And next Xbox game. Oh, I played through Destroy All Humans recently. Um, and some other games. Let me see. I'll be right back. Alright. So, for PlayStation games, this is the last PlayStation game that I played through. And then I'm playing through God of War right now. Here's Ghost of Sushi, right? Ghost of Tsushima. Can't wait to play through this. I'm very excited. I heard a lot of very good things. In terms of Xbox, I played through a bunch of Xbox games, but recently I finished Mafia 3. I did the Tomb Raider trilogy, and then the newest game that I played was Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I'll have thoughts on that some other time. Then I did Destroy All Humans on the Xbox. I didn't have Destroy All Humans, but there's that. And then the next game plan to play on the Xbox, I think, will be Saint Rose the Third Remastered. This is such a classic to me. I remember playing through this. I remember the mission where I played that one Kanye song. I have a ton of Switch games that I'm excited to play through. And yeah, I think that's it for my review, and maybe I'll keep uploading videos. I've played through a lot of games, and Right now I'm only recording on my Google Pixel 2, and I bought some equipment, so peace guys, thank you for watching if you've watched this, and I hope to see you in the next video. Sorry if my voice sounds shaky, it's my first time recording a video. I have a vanity light behind this camera, this rig that I have, so, you know, don't mind the shirt. So, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.